Tranquilo, tranquilo, calama, calama. This was the message that Kibra Senior Principal, Magistrate, Samson Tetu had to Boniface Mwangi. It's high time you start living for your own people, that's your family, and forget about Kenya. Tuliza ball. Why do you want these guys to kill you? These guys now, he was referring to policemen. You know, they are trained to kill people, not animals. And like, you guys don't know, but by the time you get to convince them that you are not a bad person, you'll have died. That was the whole context of what our magistrate was telling Boniface Mwangi. You know, Bona Magistrate might have been speaking from a point of sympathy. Indeed, it's true, Kenya is not worth fighting for. Because Kenyans, honestly, they are the most ungrateful beings that I know. And nobody would understand this better than Boniface Mwangi. Boniface, he has a family, a wife and kids. And actually, indeed, they need him more when he is alive than when he's dead. I believe Boni doesn't feel bad when those words come out of a magistrate because he expects that the magistrate is the one to protect the law. But he understands that it takes only one bold person for a revolution to spark. And you cannot talk of boldness and fail to mention the name Boniface Mwangi. You know, if Boniface was timid and lived only for his wife and kids, maybe today Langata Primary would not have a playground. You know, in 2013, Boni did a very funny thing by parading pigs in front of Parliament just to demonstrate to them what kind of animals they are. He went ahead to spill a lot of blood around there while walizichinja hapo. It's not something I was really happy with, but anyway, the end justifies the means. He was also the genius behind the Occupy Parliament and the success of the June 25th, 2024, when we successfully rejected the finance bill. He had actually tried the same and failed in 2014. In 2014, they had planned to forcibly enter Parliament and place some demands on the floor of Parliament. But now, on the day that they had planned to do it, the Gava raised an alarm and said that there was a plan to overthrow the government. So, Boni ended up being arrested and he jumped out of a moving Mariamu. He was quite injured actually. Well, in the magistrate's minds, maybe it makes a lot of sense not to put yourself in harm's way. Even if not for your own sake, for the sake of your wife and your kin. You know, you can't put your life for Kenyans. But in Boni's mind, it makes a lot of sense to die, but live a better tomorrow for his wife and his children by living a better Kenya. Because either way, we'll all die one day, right? There's a French song called Wakwanewara by Gadewa Jerry. And Wakwanewara is basically to mean that once you die, you are forgotten. Well, some men like Boniface Mwangi cannot just be forgotten. Someone like Boniface Mwangi will never be forgotten in the Kenyan activism and liberation space. You know, it's hard to understand a man like this because he is just bold. Ni mwanaume mwenye mipira mikubwa.